Though that was such a great. I'm still tired though. Dang, dang. I'm so sleepy. Did I just hear yelling? I think I got ran over by a train or something. Hear me? I have to put my phone back on charge. Oh, oh, yuck. I had pizza before. That's why one of my hands was so slimy. So, so much pizza grind. Don't know if you see it, but there's pizza grease. Oh, it's all over my phone too. Oh, I'll use my blanket to wipe it off. There we go. I should have announced I was going live. I should have announced. Oh gosh, my hands are getting cold again. Oh, that's better. My hands could be warm. Ah, that's very better. My hands are warm now. Oh, it's freezing. And I'm tired as shit. Mm. Oh, it sounds like I'm breathing fire like a dragon from Game of Thrones. Burning Westeros. Is it Westeros or Westeros? I don't know how to pronounce the Game of Thrones world. I pronounced that word for years. You know, I was planning to rewatch it, preparing for the spin offs, but to be honest, I forgot that I hated season 7, season 8, and I still do to this day. I still hate season 7 and season 8. I just felt like, well, actually, I hate season 8 more than um 7 because, well, season 8 of Game of Thrones was like rushed. Well, hello, Argentina. I hated season 8 of Game of Thrones because everything was so rushed and yeah, that's all I could think of. It was just rushed. I mean, I liked it. I liked a few bits of it, but like the ending before the finale one, the I think it was episode 9. The ending made me cry, and the finale made me upset a bit, but also made me mad how they had to rush everything. Like, it felt like it was Avengers Infinity War in a way, but except also with Endgame, but like they never won. Like they sort of won, but they don't know what to do at the end. I mean, I love it. I still love Game of Thrones. I've seen the spin-offs, although I haven't finished it. I think House of the Dragon season 3 or 4 has finished. Whatever came out. I haven't finished it yet because I'm slow and I'm watching that other spin-off. I forgot what it's called. Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I'm slow. I'm not on the finale yet. I'm on like 2 episodes before the finale. I'm still slow at it. I'm taking my time watching it. And then I'm gonna watch season House of the Dragons. Some people are like, oh, the show's like the season's good, but some people are like, oh, don't watch it, it's too slow, too boring. I'm like, oh, I'll judge of that. I don't let other reviews tell me like, oh, don't watch it, it's too slow, it's too this, too that. No, I'll watch it myself and I'll see if it's good or not. I don't let other people tell me if it's bad or not. I watch it and I see if it's good. Hell, I don't listen to anyone when I watched that Elijah Wood movie called Cooties. People were like, oh, don't watch Cooties, it's so short, it doesn't feel like an actual ending. I'm like, yeah, I'll be the judge of that. And then I was like, oh, you're right. This felt like everything was rushed. Although I still enjoy the movie, but I just wish it was longer. Like it's like an hour and 20 minutes, and it's like, it feels so short. And to be honest, like I said, I hate. Well, I didn't hate Cooties, but I was like, why the hell does it have to be an hour and 20 minutes? You could have made it like 2 hours or something. Like, why is it so short? But either way, it's still good. But that wasn't an ending. I mean, it sort of was in a way, but like everything was so rushed. I was like, what? What? I heard they had before they reshot. Sorry, before they reshot it, there was an ending. Apparently, they like the van broke down, went to a campfire, and then all of a sudden they're like overwhelmed by zombies. And I saw that ending, and I thought to myself like, no offense, but why couldn't that be the ending? Like I could have teased us for a sequel or something. Also, although I don't think they're going to be making a sequel anytime soon, well, I don't think they will, because let's see. The first movie came out, I think, 2014, 2015. Let's see, the year is now 2026. They ain't making a sequel. There ain't no way. They could probably CGI de-age them, but I don't think it's gonna work. It's funny how some people want like sequels to these movies that's been like around since like not being rude like the 80s, 90s, 2000s, etc. I'm like, dude, it's like 2026 we ain't getting a sequel. Like I watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Sorry, I was sorry, I was about to burp. And I did some research about it and it said that apparently Steven Spielberg, great director, great guy, he, I don't think he mentioned this, or apparently it was said that he was planning to make a sequel, but it wasn't really gonna be a sequel. A sequel was gonna be a prequel. It was gonna be about Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit and how they met at a time when they were a couple during World War Two. And I was like, oh yeah, because the first one took place in 1947 in Hollywood, you know? It's with like cartoons and stuff. Well, it's my childhood favorite movie, but you get what I mean. That's after the war, Second World War. So the second movie, more like prequel, was going to take place during the war and how Jessica and Roger met and possibly how they got married. And if I remember correctly, even though the first movie's PG and possibly the second one was going to be all PG-13, apparently Jessica was going to spy and going to be working for the Nazis but as a double agent. And then apparently Spielberg, when he was thinking about it, he was like, this was after he made Schindler's List or whatever it's called. Great movie, by the way. And he felt like he didn't want to make it due to because it felt like it was going to be a copy of that movie but with Looney Tunes in it. And then I thought to myself, like, to be honest, that felt cool. But then again, it does sound like a rehash of it. So it would have been cool if they made a sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but that sounds like a rehash, to be honest. If you don't know what a rehash is, it basically means, rehash means bring all the old stuff back. Sort of like what Happy Gilmore 2 did in a way. It was like new stuff, but they brought in old stuff for like nostalgia. So like nostalgia sake is like, or nostalgia bait as you would call it, is that so like an Easter egg, right? Like or a reference. Like for example, you know, the first movie when that guy said jackass, Joe Flaherty, and then Eminem that played as his son said jackass. That's a callback, or also known as nostalgia. Or they would say like something about Happy Gilmore, or they'll mention something that happened in the first movie. And, long story short, that's what basically nostalgia is, or what people would call nostalgia bait. They would like, in like first movies or other movies, they would make like references to, like, sequels, they'd make references to the first movie or to other movie or to other sequels and then put it in that sequel, if that makes sense. I do love both movies, but I have to say, I feel like the sequel was a bit like dark in a way. Because, like, let's see, in the first one, it wasn't really that dark, but the second was very dark. Like, fuck. Happy killed his wife. I mean, Vanya was a great character, but like, I thought, like, holy shit, dude, you just accidentally murdered your wife. I remember I was with my family because I didn't watch it by myself because I wanted to watch it with my family. When I watched it with my family, we were both like, did he just murder his wife? And like, my mother just looked at me like, how didn't he get it? And I was like, well, it was an accident, so can't blame him. And he starts turning to alcohol, and there's just like these different scenes where like he's drinking like objects that's got beer in them, and then sooner or later later on in the movie he starts getting sober, starts drinking, and then goes back to being sober. I'm like, dude, I'm not being rude, but it's starting to feel like you're making this not be a comedy. Like, it was a comedy, but it felt like they were making it be a drama instead of comedy, which, I don't mind drama movies, but really? You, like, became a happy man to a happy married man with kids, and then all of a sudden, you accidentally murder your wife during golfing, then you become an alcoholic, start drinking, and I'm not going to say the whole other stuff, but I always feel bad for alcoholics, man. I gotta say, like, I agreed with my mom about one thing. She was like, I may love the movie, but this is so fucking depressing. And I was like, I know. I know. I mean, it was a bit like, oh, I don't explain too much because I don't want to spoil it too much, but let's just say if you guys are going to watch Happy Gilmore 2, I'm just going to say, you might need a lot of tissues. I couldn't while watching it. But then again, I couldn't stop cheering at scene like the cameo, like Travis Kelce, Bad Bunny, even though he played it as a main character, Eminem, Post Malone, fucking Guy Fieri. If you don't know who he is, he's this like famous chef. And holy shit, I saw like so many people. I think a few WWE wrestlers. I think I saw a few other rappers in there. I think I saw Kid Cudi in there. And I was like, holy shit, did Adam Sandler like recruit everyone? Gosh. And then like my other brother who was watching it with us was like, they ever make a third movie? Which I hope they don't, because the sequel was better with the two. It was like, if they ever make a third, we need to get Dr. Dre or Ice Cube. And I was like, gosh, imagine them in an Adam Sandler movie. And he was like, oh, what about The Rock? And I was like, The Rock? Johnson? He was like, yeah. And I was like, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. And he was like, oh, what about Snoop Dogg? I was like, Snoop Dogg? That'd be cool, though. And then he said, like, oh, what about Travis Scott? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know how Travis Scott would fit. Although Travis Scott was in the Odyssey. He was pretty good in that. I didn't realize that was him because someone had a picture of his character in the Odyssey, and I was like, please tell me this is a commercial. Do not tell me he's actually in the movie. And when I watched the Odyssey, I was like, Travis! This was true! Happy was dope. Never seen two. They had all the liberals. Yeah, I'm not into the politics stuff, buddy. I'm not into politics. I don't. understand the concept about politics, and I'm never talking about politics. I think I should make a rule about that, that, like, do not talk about politics, because, like, I'm really into that sort of thing. I don't like politics. I don't understand the concept of it, and I don't like politics as a whole. It's, like, not only but a bit confusing. Like, I get the whole different sides thing, like, people's trying to fight for, like, what should be around and what shouldn't be around, but, like, I just don't understand. I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like politics. And which most of my friends on here, they understand that I don't like politics because I mentioned to a few of them reasons why I don't like politics, which is the ones I explained to you. Like, oh, we understand, it's okay. And one of my friends, would you ever like politics? And I was like, nah, that's a no. I'm never gonna like politics. And they were like, so you don't support any, like, presidents? And I was like, no, I'm not a politics guy. I'm not a person that's into politics, because again, don't understand the concept, I don't understand the different sides thing, even though people agree and disagree with, but I'm not really a fan of that. I don't like politics, I don't like talking about it. If people tried asking me a question, like, about politics, like, do you support, like, Trump or any of that, all I'm gonna say is, can we just move on to a different question, please? Because I don't want to talk about that. Because, like I said again, and I'll say this for the last going, I don't like talking about politics, but, like, if people kept asking me, like, oh, do you like Trump? Do you like Biden? Do you like, this or that? I'd be like, can, can you just ask me a different question that doesn't have anything to do with politics? And if they were asking me, like, what do you think about the stuff that's happening right now? Well, I think I got asked what did I think about the Russian-Ukraine war back in 2022, and I didn't know that was happening until I looked it up, and I feel bad. I feel bad for that. I feel bad for everyone. I really do feel bad. I've never been to Ukraine or Russia, but Ukraine was like a place I've always wanted to go to because, to be honest, it looked beautiful. It looked pretty beautiful. And I feel bad for anyone from Ukraine that's going for a hard time because of the war. So I don't know if I have any fans from Ukraine, but if I do, just know my prayers are with you and your family, and I hope you're okay. And I'm sorry about the war and what's going on. And fun fact, during like LA wildfires, even though I'm from LA, I was telling people I hope they're okay. And like one of my friends was like, dude, you're from LA. And I was like, I know. I'm like telling other people if they're okay. Like wondering if they're alright. And she was like, well, why didn't you go out into the streets and ask them if they're okay? I'm like, I'm not fucking walking out into the street. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna probably watch a movie. I'll see you guys later on.